What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing? We've already got some people in the chat. Welcome to FPL Q&A for Game Week 11. And we have Siraj, Mark and Thomas already in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Another Hoops has been joining in as well. Don't worry, we'll get on to that, another Hoops. Yeah. Thomas McCarthy already beaten me to it. Drink today is, it's an own brand because I'm a cheap SOB. But Sainsbury's Original Crown Lager, because if I paid full price for expensive beers for every stream I did with you guys, I might be broke. Siraj Karanj with 23 points, worst in 3 seasons. Mark Baker's on the whiskey. What type of whiskey? You can't just say whiskey. There's so many different types of whiskey. Yeah, Siraj, we'll get on to that. I apologise for my recommendation. It didn't really work out, did it? We've got Razavator in the chat as well. So, 11 people in. We'll just tweet this stream out. I only got 49, Michael. That's good. Considering the average was lower, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, sorry guys, just tweeting out the stream. Feel free to do the same. And then we'll begin. Scotch 16-year-old. 16-year-old? 16 years old, I think. You need the S on there, otherwise it sounds a bit weird. I'm drinking my own tears as I sit here in self-pity. Yeah, I dropped as well. Okay, so let's get down to business. We've got the comments there, of course, which we will get to. But first of all, I want to show you guys how I did. And now, I don't know how up-to-date this all is. But before Newcastle Burnley, I had 27 points, maybe 20... 3 and 6, 9 off 33. Quick maths. 24. So I had 24 points. Now, me has probably saved me, because as far as I'm aware, he should be getting 3 bonus points. Most likely. Which will put me up to 36, which would be just 3 below the average. But I've dropped significantly to 568,707. So, not a great game week for me. Sterling, who didn't start, is one of my top scorers. So we got Salah, who fortunately for me did alright because of the captaincy armband, and the only person better would have been me or Sterling. He missed the penalty. So if he had scored that penalty as well, I'd have had a decent game week, but he missed the penalty. So thank you a lot for that, Salah. At one point he was on -2 because I'd captained someone who missed the penalty. Otamendi, wish I'd gone for a Man United defender now. But yeah, Jesus started, which I thought fantastic. And then, yeah, just a really bad game week. Kane's looking less likely of playing next game week, so holding on to him seems a mistake as well. So, yeah, I'm just not having a great time of it at the moment. But it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. If Sterling hadn't come on and scored, it could have been a lot worse. I was hoping for a clean sheet for Elliott as well, but he's got 3 points, so that's not too bad. Before we get on to the comments as well, we are going to have a quick look at something, because I'd just like to keep you guys up to date with everything. If we go to my video manager, now this might not be who I think it is, but Game Week 11, what we learned, at some point today, not suitable for most advertisers. This has been happening over and over again on my videos, which is starting to get really, really annoying. By the way, thank you guys so much for the support on the football recap. First one got 43 likes, 677 views. The second one almost at 300 views with 16 likes at the moment. That is something I should be able to keep doing more and more, because it's easier to edit and it takes less research than getting stats and everything. But I'm really getting a bit annoyed with all my Fantasy Premier League videos. For some reason, being flagged as not suitable for advertising. And it could be someone saying that, but we shall see, because every time I review it, I pass and it goes back to being suitable. In fact, is it already? No, it's not already done. But yeah, I don't think someone likes the fact that I may have called him out, potentially. If you wonder what those numbers are, those are how I'm ranking, so I'm not doing too bad this week as far as ranking in YouTube search. But enough about that. Hopefully all of you watched Kurtjoy's video. If you don't know who that is, it's another Fantasy Premier League content creator. Go and check out his channel. He did a video about the same guy I spoke about. I did more of a video showing what he's doing, whereas he did a video saying how it's wrong and how we can fight him. But watch it, do what you want with that knowledge, and we'll get on to the comments. So Craig Manuel first. Yet again, you called Nick Pope Scott Pope. He should just change his name. Exactly, Craig. He should change his name, then I wouldn't get it wrong in my live sessions. This was from Gameweek 10 live session. I'm going to try and get Scott Pope in my brain. No, it's Nick Pope, isn't it? What is it? It's Nick Pope. This is really getting on my nerves. There's something deeply entrenched in my brain that calls this guy Scott. Even when it's right in front of me that his name is Nick Pope, I still went for what's in speech marks. Wow, I'm even forgetting my own English. Anyway, DC, next comment. And this was from the football recap. Surely Sane can't carry on the run he is, and also he's too big a risk for rotation. Otherwise, it would make him essential, wouldn't it? I would say if he was guaranteed to start, you'd be jumping on board right now, because if it doesn't stop, you're just going to look stupid. However, the problem is, I thought Sterling was starting to look pretty nailed on, and then he wasn't. Sane's starting to look pretty nailed on, and then it might suddenly change. There's Champions League games to consider. Sane is doing really well at the moment, so he might be saved for the big games. So Sterling might come in for the smaller games. We don't know. Rotation is really hurting us at the moment. I think I'm just going to go for David Silva, so at least I know I've got a starter. He's not doing too bad going forward, and he is part of a team that are just scoring an incredible amount of goals. Because I believe at the moment they are easily top of the charts with goals scored. They've scored 35 compared to Man United's 23. So they are 12 goals above the next highest scorer in the league. So I think we can't really ignore them, and we need to figure out what Man City players to have in our sides. Another Hoops with a comment on Game Week 11 video. Apologies for the wall of text, but anyone having a bad game week, relax and check this out. This week I took a -4, Lukaku and Mbemba out, Aguero and Trippier in. Kane's hamstring fell off, but I didn't want to take a -8. I thought I definitely want him back for Palace if he's fit, so I play a sub and ride it out, which is what I thought I'd do. So this game week his team was Elliott, Daniels, me, Trippier, Otamendi, Ericsson, Salah, Richarlison, David Silva, Aguero and Diouf. Subs Foster, Carroll, Fernandes and Kane. So far 14 -4, 10 points. I'm praying for a 0-0 tonight and maybe Elliott to go Maverick. 2 penalty saves and a cheeky assist. I wish that had happened. Me would have got you some points. I think he should rise up to 9 points, but yeah, I thought I had it bad. So another Hoops. Thank you for cheering the rest of us up. But it's one game week out of 38. You can bring it back. Blue Bees asked how many points I'm on. At the moment, the point total is 33, but we're hoping that goes up a little bit. He's on 57, Aaron Silva's on 55, show-offs. Richie didn't score for him and Elliott didn't get the clean sheet, but Aaron Silva definitely did well this game week. People telling me how to say Milivojevic. Hopefully that was the best I've ever said it. Next time I have to say his name, that won't be right in front of me though, so I will still get it wrong. And here we have a comment I'd just like to address from Alex Hart. I don't like hiding anything from anyone, and I'm not going to be one of those people that ever deletes comments on my videos. Alex Hart says, dude, I get that you need to monetize your decent content, but multiple in-video ads is too much. Now, I've been doing it for a while in the videos that go over 10 minutes, putting in 2 or 3 adverts inside the video. If you guys absolutely hate that, then I understand and I will try and cut it down, maybe just 1 max 2 in a video, but it does really help with the amount of money it makes, and it also kind of helps with the search algorithm, because YouTube wants their ads to be seen. And so if there's a video I do and people watch those adverts and watch more than one, then that also helps the video. So if that is something you guys really detest, then I will cut it down a bit, maybe just put one right bang in the middle between 2 bits of analysis. But just let me know, and I am of course willing to adapt, because I do this for you guys as well as myself. So if a lot of you feel the way Alex Hart does, then let me know in the chat, and I'll quickly give that a thumbs up, because he's only being honest, isn't he? Jamyang Garang, when are you going to post Game Week 11 prediction and lineup? Really great post, dude. I think he means my team, and that it could be tomorrow, but I do have this Halloween, of course. I'm taking my daughter trick-or-treating. We're also going to a leaving do for someone that works at our local pub, so I might not be able to get it up, because we've also got to go and do the food shop, because I get paid tomorrow, so I doubt it. So it might be Wednesday, but I will try and get it up Tuesday. A bit more about how to pronounce Milivojevic. Gareth Post, fantastic post, thank you very much. And then we got some comments on the Fantasy Premier League tips video. We got Dab 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 by Ron Holland. Ducky says, what an intro, those dabs are fuego amigo. I think that's great, friend, I think. But my foreign languages is not my strong point. AM Saturday likes the intro. Maybe I'll put it as the intro to my live sessions, if you guys like it that much. DC saying, what am I doing with Kane? If Kane isn't going to play this game week, I might transfer him out for a short-term thing, because I do want to bring Kane back in. But I'm hoping he will play. So there you have it. And then Xander Snell, you won't be making any money from 212 views, so don't worry about demonetization. What he's referring to is, I was talking about the Spurs fan scandal, where they relieved themselves in a plastic cup and then chucked it into the West Ham fans. I didn't want to put that video in there because monetization, of course, and it's not exactly a pleasant video or clip, but my response was 20p, mate, it all counts, which it does in the end. And then I think that's about it. Mateshneer wanted to know if I was uploading the stream, because it hadn't been put up yet. So that is all the comments there. So what we'll do now is we'll put it back onto, we'll put it on transfers, and we'll go into the chat. We'll see what the chat is saying. Alright, I've got to find out where I need to be positioned. And the chat is buzzing. You got people saying their drinks. We've got Thomas McCarthy on the IPA. Mark Baker, 70 points, but he played free hit. You know what? If I and other players don't maximise our points in the blank game week, that might be a very good use of your free hit. Wouldn't be what I would have done, but sometimes what I do doesn't work, like this game week. Grosh is good for his price. He definitely is. I'm thinking about ways to bring him in. Siraj went from 30k to 200k. We're all feeling the pain this game week. Thomas McCarthy being a good mod. Thank you very much, Thomas. Please like and share. Michael Foley had too much to drink last night, but he's eating pizza. You can't just say pizza. I need to know what pizza. I'm clearly a guy that likes my food. I'm now wondering what pizza you have, Michael. My game week rank is 5.4 million. Wow. Siraj Karanja, take Mahrez and Hazard. Don't drop Kane. He'll score a brace. Thomas McCarthy now hates fantasy football. I will probably... That's difficult because Man U Chelsea, we all know Mourinho has a habit of being very defensively solid. So Morata doesn't seem like the best option. Lukaku hasn't been firing on all cylinders. Who would I actually go with? As far as strikers that are performing at the moment, it's difficult. because Man City have Arsenal next. I feel like that could be a high-scoring game. Maybe a cheeky gamble on Alexis Sanchez. I know Man City have been very strong defensively. Who are Liverpool playing? Firmino could be a shout for a game week. Not that I'm that keen on his form at the moment. West Ham aren't very good defensively, so bringing in another Liverpool player just for that game. In fact, West Ham and then Southampton before Chelsea, that might be long enough for Kane to get back in. Could just double up. Nah, because the fixture isn't good enough. Sturridge might play if Coutinho's still out. That'd be a cheeky gamble at 8 million. Vardy, Leicester. They might be buoyed by their new manager. They've got Stoke, but then it is Man City after that. So it depends how long Kane's meant to be out for. So yeah, it's not easy. I mean, you could go Rooney because Everton's fixtures are meant to be good, but Everton just aren't looking that great, are they? So it's a very, very difficult one. I'm not sure. I would love to come to you with a definitive answer, but it wouldn't be Morata or Lukaku. I might take a gamble on a Liverpool striker just because of who they're playing, West Ham. Football analysis TP. Edison, Cedric, Alderweireld, Fonte Jones, Richie, Mkhitaryan, Ali, Lukaku, Jesus, Chicharito, Gomez, Dakaru, Grosh and Dunk. Who should I get rid of? I mean, Fonte, if it's the West Ham defender, I wouldn't have him. I like all the other players. Ali, maybe you don't need a Spurs midfielder if you're going to bring Kane back in. Although, to be honest, I'm going to be getting rid of Ben Davies. So I'm not sure there's a great Spurs option in defence right now. So taking a midfielder might not be a bad shout. I personally think Lukaku's going to fall off with the tough fixtures. Don't think he's going to score many goals. Jesus is, of course, a game time risk. I'd maybe keep Chicharito in. I got rid of him, but there isn't much better at that price bracket at the moment. And then we've got Amir Hajar. Got 64 points when Otamendi and Aguero got 0 points. That's not fair, Amir. Don't come in and rub your success in our faces. Matesh Nair says keep Jesus and Loftus-Cheek or downgrade and get Abraham and Hazard. I mean, I don't like downgrading someone like Jesus to an Abraham, but the problem is the game time risk. Loftus-Cheek, I would say, is probably now a better option than Tom Carroll. So, I like Gabriel Jesus is the honest answer. So if he actually played, I wouldn't do it. But the fact that he's a rotation risk, maybe that's a good move. Suraj Karanj, HNO, can you please start an hour earlier on Thursday? It's 1 AM here. First of all, people may not have seen it, but I quoted that tweet, and I'm going to be doing it Wednesday. Unfortunately, it's still going to be 10 o'clock in the evening. I know that's not good for you, Suraj, but on Tuesday, I've got plans, which is a day off, and on Friday, I've got a wedding, which is a day off. And those would have been the days I'd have done an earlier stream, because I do understand that some of you will be watching late at night, and the earlier I can do it, the better for you guys. I can maybe try and talk to the missus next week and see if she lets me on a day off start a stream earlier and then not, say, put my daughter to bed, but that I've got to discuss with her. To be honest, I don't like doing it this late, but I feel like I've committed to doing 2 a week, whereas right now I'd usually be recording the football recap and editing it so it's done by 11, but instead I'm streaming with you guys, and I've now got to do that later. And I mean, I'm going to get bed later, so it's not something I've done by choice, Siraj. When I can, it will be 9 o'clock, and I'll talk to the missus, see if I can maybe do a stream earlier at some point in the future. I've just got a tweet suggesting that me is going to get 3 bonus points, which is good for me. Nick Pope, I believe I got that right, is apparently scheduled for 2 bonus points. Wish I brought him in. Chaos is a decent week. Started off bad, but then he had Hazard and Morata and got the double clean sheet with Burnley. That's a nice result there. Is 2 premium strikers and a cheap forward in a 3-5-2 the way forward? It might be. I cannot see a standout option that's cheap right now. So it may be worth just picking the cheapest third striker and just piling up your midfield. Because at the moment, for me, there is no one under, say, Firmino, apart from maybe Vardy, that is worth it at the moment. So I'd potentially agree, which is unusual for me because I'm always been a 3-4-3 guy. But I just cannot see the good third striker option at the moment. Chaos, stop it. You're just rubbing in your success. Over the course of the season, will Hazard outscore Morata? I personally don't think so. But you've got to understand, Hazard is someone that is proven. Morata, he could fall off. He could do really well. I like the way Morata's playing that Chelsea side. I think he will do really well. But that is a gut feeling over the fact that the safe option would be Eden Hazard, Mitesh. Thomas says, keep the ads. Thank you very much, Thomas. Much appreciated. You just want to get paid for being an admin, don't you, mate? And then the chat does its usual thing of jumping. Steve Shotton, hi, why not try Fernandinho and Sanchez Hazard with Otamendi and Jesus or Aguero? Gives you Man City cover with a premium option for an Arsenal and Chelsea. I personally don't think Fernandinho is going to continue getting the kind of score he got last game week. So I wouldn't personally try Fernandinho myself. As far as Arsenal's concerned, Sanchez is a great player. I think he's the type of player that will still play his best this season. But at his price bracket, I don't think he's going to have a season as good as he has had previously. To be honest, I'm not going to lie, I've not thought about my team yet. I just know that the Kane thing is an issue, and I'm not sure I like Ben Davies anymore because, again, rotation risk, and I don't like Sterling because of rotation risk. So there's a lot of things I've got to think about for my team, and a lot of options I've got to consider. Nias, who I was pretty sure I'd have swapped by now, is still sitting there. So who knows what I'm going to do in Nias. He's only 5 million though, so he's not taking up a massive budget. And I might just do what I did last game week and only play 2 strikers. Mats B. Peterson, he's suffering from trying to get the good Man City players in. Sometimes chasing the informed player can really hurt. So sometimes it's worth just waiting it out a couple of game weeks and not making a quick decision that he's been hurt by Sterling and then Aguero as his captains, both not playing in the week he captained them. Kane's out for 3 weeks according to Thomas McCarthy, which means I definitely need to figure out what I'm doing with him. I'm liking the Liverpool option purely because of West Ham, Southampton. And then Kane potentially could be back for West Bromwich Albion. You could always take a risk on Llorente, but he didn't even start, did he? Which was surprising to me. Siraj has got to go sleep. Good night, mate. I apologise for the stream being so late. I will definitely try to start a stream earlier for you. And generally, it'd be nice if I can start some earlier streams, just for some of my subscribers, probably like you, can't watch me at 9 o'clock even. So I will definitely try and look into that. Mark Baker, thank you for keeping the stream alive, by the way, for the 1 view. Much appreciated. Lukaku not good for this week. I wouldn't go with Lukaku. Captain Sanchez, and he blanked. It's difficult this week because the top scorers that usually score big points, most of them didn't turn up. Only really Leroy Sané got a really good game week score. If we look at round score and the players that were near the top, De Gea is a premium player that got a decent score. Kolasinac, if you went for him, would have been a great pick. Milner, if you went for him, would have been a great pick. Azpilicueta still got a decent score. Jones still got a decent score. So there were some points in defence. But if we look at the midfield, Sane and Hazard, and then Ramsey on 9, and then you don't really have... Sterling was next on 7. So none of the big scorers were really the ones we generally look at. And the top scoring strikers, Chicharito was top with 9 points, which shows how poor the strikers did this game week. Next, we've got Kane for Aguero or Lukaku if he comes back. I have Otamendi and David Silva from City and Jones from United. I like the players you've got from City and United there, so that sounds like a plan for me. Pepperoni pizza, nice as always. Cry me a milkshake. Dan Ringsell is in the chat. Who is Dan Brandy? I must know someone called Dan Brandy because that keeps popping into my head. I also go for the combo Foster Elliott, but is serious considering bringing in De Gea at some point. Too much value for money to just sit watching others bringing on. True. Generally, I think you need to find someone like Tom Heaton to make it work. And Nick Pope looks like he could be that man. But other than him, really, it might be worth bringing in someone like De Gea. Thomas McCarthy, the problem right now is there is no standout option up front. With Kane injured, Aguero and Jesus rotate. Lukaku isn't actually firing on all cylinders. Morata doesn't have the easiest run of fixtures and has just come back from an injury. Firmino doesn't always perform. Vardy in a Leicester side that has a new manager. All the premium price strikers, it's difficult to pick which one. There have been some people that have suggested Aguero and Jesus because then you're covering both bases and then just accept the fact that one's going to not score but the other one will score. But this game week just gone, Jesus played and he didn't score, so neither really got any points. So it's really difficult. I will try and look into it more and have a better answer for you next live stream. Chaos happy that Hazard finally delivered. Michael Foley, the best striker for the week coming. I mean, if we go off stats, Lukaku is still the guy with the most attempts after Harry Kane. Both attempts, best attempts inside, big chances. Him and Morata are tied. Kane's actually had less big chances. So Morata has performed almost as well as Morata. Sorry, Morata's performed almost as well as Lukaku. But as far as shots on target, again, Lukaku's above the rest. Conversion-wise, Vardy's standing up above a lot of players with his conversion. Lacazette also has great conversion. Gabriel Jesus is the one that has the best conversion out of the big names we're all thinking about. Aguero is only just behind him, though. And there, as far as a goal... Oh, I was talking about shot accuracy just then. But goal conversion as well, Vardy and Jesus are above the rest. Aguero is then. So it's still the same. Vardy and Aguero show the best underlying stats apart from the total amount of attempts. I'm going to have to plead the fifth on it for now because it's really difficult to figure out who the best striker is to be bringing in. We've got Michael Ringso in the chat. Hopefully he doesn't say anything stupid. Mark Baker, Aguero for me. I mean, if Pep's going to just switch between the two, then Aguero should be playing next game week. If he could just come out in a press conference and say, I'm just going to switch each game week, the two strikers, that would really help us, wouldn't it? We've got TP Football Analysis. Who do you think will do well next game week? Having a look at the teams with bad defences. Bournemouth, Stoke, Palace. Swansea, West Brom. And then who are actually playing them? So Spurs are playing Palace. So Ericsson and Ali might have a field day. Ben Davies, if he actually plays, could have one of his good game weeks. Liverpool against West Ham. West Ham's defence aren't good at the moment. So you're looking at Salah, Firmino, Maybe even a cheeky bet on Wijnaldum, and Sturridge is also an option. Pascal Gross against Swansea could turn up with something. Newcastle versus Bournemouth, if you've got someone like Richie or Atsu. Watford versus Everton, Richarlison could come back to the forefront. Those are the players I would be looking at myself as far as who I think might do well the coming up game week. Is the youth good for 5.5? He's decent for 5.5, but like I've said, I just can't back anyone in that price bracket. Mark Baker is pretty confident Aguero will play against Arsenal. Kev says man's not hot. Wait, did I get a subscriber? Or are you just saying that? Another Hoops already got Aguero, so if Kane is out, I think I might go for Kane and Diouf. Out for Vardy and Firmino this week. Would that be another -4? Because I don't suggest taking -4s at the moment. Chaos doesn't like Gross because he's good. Yeah, players can be like that. The ones you don't have that keep scoring can be really annoying, and then you bring them in and they don't score anymore, which can be even worse. Anyway, guys, I know this is going to be an extremely short stream compared to the usual, but it is later than usual, unfortunately, and the questions have dried up. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, as always, to the live stream. We will be doing the next live stream on Wednesday. I know I tweeted Thursday and then I talked to my bosses and shifts changed. So it will be now Wednesday. So if you're available, come tune in on Wednesday. Hope to see you then. Also, wind because I've been blimmin' drinking beer. Also, if you want to support the stream in any way, there are various ways in the description and on the stream that you can do it. Just check out all the links and the buttons. I don't need to go into details, I've done that before. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but never mind. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game. And I can't stop my stream because I can't find a button there.